Welcome to Python tutorial. Today our focus is on for loops. A for loop is used for iterating over a sequence or maybe a number of items. In Python, we can use it to even to print all the items of a list, of a tuple, or a dictionary, or a set, or a string. Right now, we're going to talk about for loop with range function. Range is a special function available in Python which helps us to decide that how many times the loop would run. So if you look at this syntax of for loop, you can see for x is the name of a variable in range 1 to 11. So x will run how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 times. 11 is the outer bound, and like many things in Python, the outer bound won't be counted and it won't print 11. So every time I'm printing x here to see what will be the output and how our for loop with range function is working. Let's try it to develop a better understanding about function of for loop. So here you can see I have written a simple two statement code. I've written for x in range 1 to 10 comma 10. So x will be gonna is gonna run from 1 to 10, and I'm printing x. Let's run this program to see what is the output. So you can see it's running from 1 to 9, excluding the 10. Let's run it one more time with the from 1 with the range 1 to 5. So x is will be printed 1, and then it will increment in variable x. So the new value of x is 2. It will increment in the variable x, and the new value of variable x is 3. It will increment one more time until it reach 5. As soon as it will reach the outer bound 5, it will quit the for loop. Let's check another way to represent range function. If instead of giving the lower bound and upper bound, if I just write down run this print this x variable for the range 6 times, it means I want it to print 6 times by default, but I'm not defining any lower bound. If I'm not defining any lower bound, by default, the value of x in start or in the initial value of x would be 0. Let's run the program to check the output. And as you can see, is printing x has the first value 0, then after an increment it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6 is not included. So these two are the simplest method to understand the syntax of a for loop with range function. So I'm writing both of the methods here so that you can develop better understanding. Okay, once you're done with this thing, let's develop a program according to our learning objective today. Our first program that we're going to run is to develop a program to generate times table to understand the working of loop in Python. We are going to use the same for x loop, but this time we're going to print a times table, so it's better to take an input from user. Let's take the variable, if you want, number1 or num1 is equal to, and I'm taking an input from the user, and I'm saying enter the number for generating times table, and then we'll work on the timetable. I'm putting a colon and a space for the clarity. Once it is done, remember the input functions take all the numbers and everything as a string. So we have to convert this num1 into integer type using the int function. So we'll convert num1 into integer and we'll place it again in num1. Otherwise, we can't do any mathematical operation. As you are already aware that for range 6 it will start from 0, it's better for us to start the timetable from 1. If you want to print it up to 10, it's up to you. I want to print it up to 12, or it's up to you. I will try to print it up to 10. So if I have to print up to 10, I should write down the outer bound 11. Now I want to print in the timetable form. As you know, any timetable is written, so I'll use the same syntax. So num1 comma, then I need a multiplication sign. I'm using a small x instead of multiplication. comma, then I of course I will need the value of x, this variable x. So first time it will be 1, so I'm gonna write down 1 like that, and then need an equal to sign. I'm putting a space after that just for clarity, and then I'm writing num1. Let's print and let's run this program and see if it needs any debugging. Enter the number for generating times table. I'm writing the number 12 and pressing enter, and you can see it's printing the times table of 12 from 1 to 10.